Hey guys, we're going to go over a completely new subject that I haven't touched on before. It just kind of got hampered by some technical difficulties. There's all kinds of switching of screen orientation and switching back and forth from game to non-game footage, so it took longer than I expected. This right here is an example of one of the macros or hotkeys or switches that I'm making. All of this is done with 2-button presses. I mount lion, use its power, mount the cat, use its power, summon the dragon, and then switch back to my first tray with 2-button presses. Or you do this by going into the accessibility options. It's designed for people that are handicapped, but you can make use of it for other stuff. We're going to focus on switch control. Assistive touch is for doing multiple things at the same exact time. Switch control lets you do them in the order that you do them on screen. Right now, we're going to focus on switch control. That lets you do a sequence in the order that you do it. Assistive touch is for doing multiple things at the exact same time, but this game doesn't really seem to support most of its uses. Right now, this is the only option you have. Go ahead and click on it. Then make this exact thing that you see on screen. This is just to give you a default that won't screw up the more advanced combos that you're about to make. If you don't have this, things are going to get all kinds of jacked up. Use this as your base starting point. Then, once you have that, go back and make a recipe. Now you need to choose create a new recipe. Once you have your recipe made, you then have to assign it to a switch that you have. Your only choice now, and it is correct, is to hit full screen. Now you want to click on custom gesture, and then you are entering the screen where everything hard is going to happen. Orient your device into landscape mode like you play the game, and then hit the button below to make the controls disappear. At this point, the screen switches to controls will reappear in 10 seconds. And at this point, you can start tapping out whatever it is that you want to design your macro or alias or hotkey or whatever you want to call it to do. You'll see some feedback from the screen, but you won't be able to use the actual in-game screen, so this can be rather challenging. Here's examples of the markings going across your screen. Then the previous screen will reappear. You'll see there's the user interface around it, and you have the option to save it. You can set out a sequence of taps, drags, and swipes for it to automate. There is a time limit and there is a tap limit. You can only do 5 different taps, but they can include drags or swipes, and there's a 10-second time limit to this. After the default is made, you can make a second action, long press, in order to extend your combo/macro sum. That's how I did such a long thing. Set the recipe you just made to be the launch recipe. This will enable you to quick start it using the triple click method. Now set your long press and your tap behavior to be however you would like them. The long presses so that you can do 2 presses in one combination to do more than a single 10-second 5-tap combination. You can make the tap behavior or the amount of time you need to tap it for a single tap to be instant if you so choose. Next, you have to go down and set accessibility options to be exactly what I am going to show you on screen. It is critical that you only have switch control active. This will allow you to enable or disable switch control just by triple clicking the button on the side of your phone or top or wherever it is for your particular model. If you have something other than just switch control set, when you triple click it, it will bring up a menu and you will then have to use switch control to choose something. You want to be able to enable and disable it with just the triple click. If you did everything, then you've probably screwed up because this is your first time doing it. It's really rather challenging. Don't get discouraged. Keep trying. It really just comes down to getting the taps correct without being able to see the screen respond. So far, using a marker is the best way that I've found to do this. You can also hold paper tightly over the screen and trace things out, but your finger doesn't slide as well.